in the engine house at Highley on the Severn Valley Railway. Lady Armachdale here. Leeds 1898. There we are. The history here. Hunslet Engine Company. There we are. All the history here as well. 800, or 8, I should say 80079. Extremely successful class of engine. Had no tender carriage water at the side and caught in the bunker behind the cab. Used to run between London and Southend-on-Sea. On 30th January 1958, it crashed into the back of another train near Dagenham in thick fog. Visibility was down to 45 feet, I should say, and a combination of events led the driver to miss a danger signal. On the impact, the lady's only rear carriage of the other train broke up like matchwood. 10 passengers were killed and 89 injured. The inquest found a series of mistakes led to the crash and held no individual fully to blame. As a result, the families of those killed could not claim compensation. Police officer on duty said the fog was so thick we had a cadet walking in front of the car with a torch. The crash was at the rear of a terrace houses, and the local residents were excellent, producing buckets of tea and bed sheets for bandages. When the London to Southend line was electrified a few years later, 80079 was transferred to Wales. It visited the Severn Valley several times before being sold to Barry Scrapyard in South Wales in 1965. The engine was rescued and brought back to the SVR, Severn Valley Railway, in other words, in 1971. Some of the history here. There we are, salvaged here after an accident. A lot of people in here today. Certainly the last few people to come in from Bridgnorth. I believe it's on the 155. There we are. Gordon. One of the locomotives here. Severn Valley Railway. Engine house on 46443. That's one used by London Transport, and certainly a number of write-ups here, the history of these engines, which can be read as well. Somewhere in timetable 1972, 48773, the Stanier 8F Locomotive Society, 48773, Royal Engineers Memorial Locomotive. Royal Mail train. This thing was used till 2003. TPO, as it was known. All the posts were sorted on the train. There we are. Registered mail, there we are. High value documents. That's how it used to be. The history here. Sorted on board to save time, usually overnight. Sacks were dropped off and picked up at high speed. Eventful history on this coach was part of the infamous Great Train Robbery of 1963. Using a false stop signal, a gang of robbers halted the train, assaulted the driver and made off with £2.3 million in cash, a phenomenal amount of money in 1963. Residents living near their farmhouse hideout became suspicious and called the police. By then the gang had fled, leaving fingerprints and banknote wrappers behind. The police followed these clues, and one by one they were arrested. There we are. The history here. A TPO, Travelling Post Office. Sadly, no longer sorted by train, all goes by road. The locomotive here, the Cambrian Coast Express. Here at Highley, Severn Valley Railway. There we are. Coal boxing. History of what happened during the World Wars here. Victorian era, 48773. A lady sorting the mail there as well on the train. A number of cases here, all the passenger luggage here. The 46443. Hot pickers, there we are. Luxury, authentic Royal Mail livery. The engine house here at Highley, Severn Valley Railway. All the history here, and also a Morris Minor here. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people bought cars in the 50s and 60s, sadly, to the demise of the railways. But there we are, the Morris Minor, very popular car in the 50s and 60s. There are the Morris Minor 1000. There we are. Still very popular to this day, of course, as a classic. The Morris Minor. We've got the pub down there. We're just right for the boozer if you're on the train. Bit of nostalgia and a pint. Highley station here. Yeah, probably a water tank there for the steam locomotives. Rock round here, there we are, used to build Worcester Cathedral and the like from around Highley. Yeah. The local pub shipping opens in 1770, so that's somewhere to relax after a hard day's work. There we are. Highley station here. Also, some of the stonework used for the prestigious buildings surviving to this day, such as Worcester Cathedral, awaiting the next train.
Yeah. So you can hear it.
Yep.
The flowers.
Daisy, it will be smoky, okay? You want to stand by Debbie?
As soon as it comes.
Yes, it is like Harry Potter, good girl. Harry Potter.
Here comes a tank engine here.
Oh, I see how they.
Yeah, that's the only thing, isn't it?
Is
7714. Into Highley. Into Arley. London Transport. 20142. Arley Station. Severn Valley Railway. In the station here. Station departure here. Rather picturesque. No trespassing. Northwood hop passing here. Towards Bewdley. That just enough marking. Into Bewdley. On the approach. There are wagons that I need desperate restoration. Bewdley Station. Market town here in Worcestershire. And also in the compartment here, over the view here. Lovely summer's evening here. Bewdley, there's the signal man there. Into the station here, Bewdley. A few delays, and there won't be much time to stop here for the duration of a very late lunch. The old wagons here. A few carriages there. Awaiting restoration, no doubt. Bewdley station, and we have 1450 here. Nice little engine here. Nice bit of foliage here as well. River here in Bewdley, and where it's often breached the sea wall, which is why they're now building another portion of the sea wall here, the river wall I should say, to try and stop the water from penetrating the properties here. Certainly it does flood rather rapidly here with torrential rain. This is a Bewdley on television several times for the wrong reasons, or the flooding at certain times. Coles Quay here. Severn side north. Bewdley. Low river here. Bewdley station. Waiting 5:07 to Kidderminster here. I just heard the whistle. It was located at the old rolling stock here, and now I've had the whistle there. Awaiting the 5:07 to Kidderminster out of Bewdley here. There we are, the whistle's gone and the bell. Old rolling stock here as well. In Bewdley, Bewdley station. And the train is imminent. Heard the whistle to Kidderminster. Last train of the day here. Bridgnorth to Kidderminster. There we are. The station master's there as well. 10 to fast. Been like that all day. Into Bewdley station here on this lovely summer's evening here. That's 5069. Bewdley station. First class, there we are. Cream tea. An option as well. Last train of the day here. Leaving Bewdley station here. We shouldn't say guys, there's women as well. We say men and women. There's too much of this mansplaining. They all come from America. safari park coming up here. Here's all the wildlife here. Been filming for tourism, I've got there.